Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Happy Sunday. Good morning, Sunday. Some of you on different portions of the country. I know, Mike, it's probably closer to lunch or, a little bit
Yep.
further down the road on that time. Still drinking my morning coffee. So if anybody wants to join me with a cup of coffee or a cold beverage, whatever is clever. So today we have some exciting news. One of my favorite players on the 49ers, Taybor Pepper, has been signed. And one of the reasons he's my favorite player since he's came onto the team, that's been a solid position. We don't have to worry about that. We just he does his job and he that's all we ask. Do your job, we'll go from there. So Mike, are you excited that we got Tabor back for at least 3 years?
I am. I absolutely am. He's one of the more exciting personalities on the team, right? This guy is constantly and consistently entertaining online. He's got his little fetish with, I'm not going to call it a fetish, but like Pokemon cards and things like that. And he's also a person that communicates well with the fan base. He doesn't have a problem engaging and interacting with people. And like you said, since we've acquired him, the long snapper position has been one that we absolutely do not have to worry about. We had one of the longest tenured 49ers prior to him, and then it was kind of like a little bit of a shuffle there. We went through like three guys there. We remember Robbie Gold's struggle season where we had a couple of different guys work out as holders and long snappers and things like that. And now it's really good to see the cohesion and the Niners secure their guy for the long term.
Most definitely. I know they've used different players before in the past, and they've tried to make them, like a combo player where they're a backup tight end or this or that, and sometimes you can do that with certain players, but sometimes when you just specialize in one area, and that's where Tabor is specialized at, so sometimes when you're good at one thing, you just keep doing it. So I am very happy. I think the next thing we do is either lock up Gold and go from there. But as far as locking up Gold, they were talking if we was to franchise Gold, it would be around maybe 5. And when we signed him, that was his contract. So I don't know if franchising Gold would be the right thing to do at this time.
I think there are some younger options available. I'm not against Gold. There is a calm that comes when he's on the field, right? Rare misses, a block once a season or so. That's not terrible, right? When the game is on the line, you like knowing that you have that calm, cool, collected veteran that's going to go out there and execute his job, especially when it's within 45 yards or so. I don't know. I like having Robbie Gold, but that is a lot of money on the year that the 49ers are really, really strapped for cash. You compare that to Tabor Pepper's 1.5 million in guarantees. Robbie Gold's contract is mostly going to be guaranteed at this point. A kicker is what he is, right? But I would like to see them maybe go out and draft the guy in the 7th round, where we're loaded up with draft picks. The Niners are very, very heavy in the back end of the draft, and that's where you want to go out there and try to get a kicker. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Maybe bring in a free agent, a veteran free agent, maybe draft a guy and have an open competition all throughout preseason and all throughout camp, and may the best man win. Hopefully we're going to see that in another position, but I won't mention that right now.
Yeah, if we could maybe offer Robbie a 2-year deal, at 4 or 4.5, I'd be willing to say that would be a good option. But you got to ask him where he's at. I know he came out and he said that we have unfinished business, and hey, that sounds like he wants to come back, but for how long? So if we were to re-sign him, it's got to be a team friendly deal, and then we got to go from there. And we got to really start looking at who's going to be the long term answer here. We got Pepper, we got Mitchell, and now we got to get a kicker because Robbie isn't getting any younger. So that's a good point. Good points. And as far as that, like we went ahead and we upgraded with turn specialist last year. We're not using Debo and Ayuk in the backfield, to catch balls anymore like that. So Ray, he's getting better and better. I'm hoping that they keep him and he can excel and go from there. Is there you like seeing Womack on special teams?
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with him. Even Danny Gray, right? These guys really came out and emerged as like special teams contributors, major contributors in the special teams. Bless you. And I like seeing that kind of thing. The Niners made it a point to go out and get guys like Burke, to shore up some of their shortcomings in special teams. I think we did an okay job. Do I think we could be better? Absolutely. But with the specialists, specifically, like you mentioned, the long snapper, the punter, and now let's get this kicker underway. You do want to have those three locked up, and those are the guys that you want to, make sure you have a future with there. So I agree with you.
Would you be interested in seeing Danny Gray return stuff?
I would like to see him try, right? I mean, I wanted to see Ayuk try. I like seeing Debo back there. I like mixing it up, especially if Danny Gray is not going to be out there running routes consistently or regularly, right? Like let's harness that speed. Let's put it to good use. There's no need to try to save it for a quarterback that may or may not even get the starting job, right? Let's put him to use in other areas. Let's take advantage of what he can do. We know he's a phenomenal gunner, right? He's got the great speed. I'm saying phenomenal. That was an overstatement. Let me correct myself. We've seen him show signs of being a special gunner, right? There's some plays where boom, he's down there. There's other times where it's like, where'd he go? Did he get pushed out? He's got to work on it. But consistency is the key to everything. And let's see what he can do in a return role. Maybe give him a shot.
Yeah, mostly. We have a lot of players that are on the field that maybe not are getting utilized the way they should be. And like we were watching the playoff game and the Eagles, you see Debo in the back catching it, because he's trying to make a spark. He's got that passion. He wants to win. So when you have players that are saying, give me the ball, let's give them the ball. Give them the ball a little more often, especially into maybe their strongest strengths. Like when we seen Ray, take the ball 70 yards for a touchdown, that was cool. He might have been able to do that more often if he would have got passes like that. In this situation, if we can't throw the ball to him, how are we going to give him the ball? And I think that's one of the next things that we have to start looking at. Well, we have another little guest that popped in, a great friend of the show. And let me pop him in if you don't mind, Mike.
Yeah, I'm good.
You know this guy?
What's going on, Dave?
Good morning, Mr. McNiner.
How's it going?
Thanks for coming. Hope you're enjoying your. You got a good cup of coffee or something to drink, and we're talking a little bit of Taybor Pepper this morning.
Sweet.
Or spicy.
Yeah. I noticed they re-signed, and that's a good thing because a decent long snapper is hard to find. Is my mic's working, right? You can hear me and all that?
Since
okay.
Yeah, you're working great. You're working really good. Yeah, Taybor Pepper, since he came on, I think he took over for Kyle Nelson, and we've only had a couple penalties since he's come on. I think like the biggest thing was he was down the field too far, too fast. You got to be on the field when the kicker's kicking the ball. When the punter's kicking the ball, you got to be there blocking. You can't be down there trying to tackle. He's overachieving right there. Too eager. So, but hey, I'm going to say it. Shout out to the process, trusting the process. This might not have been the thing that, we should go out and do, but this is probably the first thing that we needed to do, solidifying this position. We can concentrate in different areas, and 1.5 million is a drop in the bucket, but we all know this guy's going to be able to be going around to different yards finding Pokemon cards. And shout out to him, his Pokemon and his Twitter account, because he interacts with the fans, and that's what us fans want. We want to have interaction with players, and we want to know what they are on and off the field. So, your thoughts, David?
Well, I mean, the thing is special teams matters. If you don't have a good special teams unit, it's going to hurt your other two units because of field position. And I mean, no, Taybor Pepper's not big enough to be our starting center, Bryant. But but like our kicker position right now.
I don't think Mike's on yet, Mike.
Huh?
Oh, I was going to say, I don't think Mike heard my joke yet. So, Mike, with all the talk needing to draft a center or position, I've always thrown it out there as well, why can't we just move Taybor Pepper to center and then make him long snap? Everybody can just line up in shotgun formation. We'll just rock, right? And everybody was like, no, Bryant, but, that's just my thoughts. I just, We can do it. Let's go.
That would be a very unique. That would be a very unique situation for this team. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, okay, here's the way it can work. So the other guys, we signed a really good right tackle. And then, Burford, he was getting better over the season. So, he steps it up 2 steps. The 4 guys can go one-on-one with the 4 defensive linemen. And then Taybor Pepper can get the blitz. He can be the guy that picks up the extra man that's rushing. Or if we're running the ball, he can go to the next level and take on a linebacker. I mean, that's the only way it could actually work, Or Taybor Pepper, put on 50 pounds in the offseason and, get up to proper center size, one of the two.
Yeah. Yeah, he got to bulk up a little bit, but it's one of those Homer thoughts, one of those, hey, we can make it work. We just got to, shuffle a little bit, and if they can make everybody on the offensive line play almost every position, why can't the long snapper play center too? So, but what do you think, Mike?
I tell you, I bet you he wouldn't shy away from the challenge, man. He's got that I'm going to give it all I got type attitude, and he's got it's part of his story, It's like you go undrafted, you don't even sign anywhere as an undrafted free agent. The following season, you take a shot with the Packers for a little bit, then you get released from there, and then you land with the Niners. Like his journey. It's just it's the example of the non-quit. Right? Like I'm just not going to quit. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep pursuing. And then as soon as I get an opportunity, someone asks me to do something, boom, I'm going to step in and I'm going to hit it with an enthusiasm that they've never seen before. And that's what makes him special. If they asked him to do it, I'm sure he would try it. I just don't know how it would look. He's pretty tall center, but he's good, man.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's like 6'4", I think. He's 6 something.
Let me see. I don't know why I thought he was like 6'5", 6'6". Let me see how tall he is. Let's see here. Taybor Pepper. Let's see. Oh, yeah, 6'5". He's 6'5". You're right there. From Illinois.
Yeah, he's a big boy. So I think, like you guys are saying, he'd be a little bit taller of a center, but just put a little bit of meat on him. But like a good saying, let's just let him be, the long snapper. Let's not make him play backup tight end or, fullback or anything. Let's just let him be Taybor Pepper. And, we got pieces all over the board. Everybody can contribute in their areas, and we just got to utilize players in the right way. So, but yeah, I think Robbie Gould, I think that will be the next news I'm looking out for. What are you guys looking out for besides special teams? Who's your next must sign? And we'll start with you, Mike.
Oh man, a must sign, huh? I think the Niners have to. Are we talking about signing or extending? Which, are we? Because there's
signing or re-signing, extending. Like players that are already on the team, I'd like to see them, either renegotiate or come back with a contract.
Gotcha. I mean, I think that we need to do something on the defensive line. We're going to lose a lot of guys. We don't have a ton of defensive linemen under contract right now, and I know people are really stressing the offensive line between the center and the right tackle, right? But we're going to need some consistent help for Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead. You're going to hope that we can get something from 99, but there's got to be more, right? We don't know what Kinlaw is going to be. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option, so we have no idea what else is going to be out there on that defensive line. And not for nothing, that's kind of been the bread and butter. That's where this defense starts, right? So I think that's going to be one of the biggest things that we have to do, whether it's another defensive tackle or maybe another defensive end. I don't know how they want to play it, but we're losing a lot of faces and names over there. We have to do something to shore that up. I would like to see a big acquisition along that D line.
What do you think, David?
I think we never got a chance to see what Kalea Davis can do. That's a good. I can't say question mark because they did bring him back off the non-football injury list late in the season. They didn't activate him, but he did get some practice time in with the crew, and What that proved to me is that his knee surgery was a success because he did not have a setback. So that is excellent news in my opinion. And the kid was a first, second round talent until the knee injury happened. So he could be huge for us next year. Could be huge. Then we have Kevin Givens. He's a restricted free agent. So we all know he'll come back, and he is reliable. He's not top tier talent, but he's pretty good. Then we have Kinlaw, who we just can't rely on him. We just can't rely on the guy to stay on the field. And when he was on the field, he was getting pushed around pretty good. So I don't know. I don't know if he was just worried about putting stress on his knee and re-injuring it. That could be what was going on, or if he just kind of doesn't have what it takes. It's one of the two. And from what I've seen from when he was healthy, he does have what it takes, but he needs to get his knee right in the offseason and show us what he's got. And then we have Armstead and his plantar fasciitis. That is a little bit concerning. Hopefully, the 49ers can manage it throughout the season and we can get 17 games plus games out of the guy. But having those two question marks in the inside, and it is very concerning. And we always go edge heavy. We'll carry four interior defensive linemen, and the rest are edges. This year, I want to actually see us change it up. Carry, 4 edges and at least 5 to 6 interior defensive linemen. A guy that we can put, Armstead, we all know we can put him out on the edge for rundowns. But we need, honestly, I think our interior defensive line is a weakness. Same thing with center and right tackle. Those are the big holes that we need to fill. And this offseason is very critical to doing that.
I agree. There's a couple players right there we could renegotiate or re-sign back. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of players that want to take. They're going to try to get to 1-year deals again. It seems like we sign people, and then everybody else who gets signed has to wait for their money, and everybody else gets a 1-year deal. Make it, or take it or leave it. And at this point, we have to make it where there's enough money. Oh, there's your cup. Show everybody your cup again.
Yeah, buddy. I love it.
Check it out, Mike. This is David's cup. His little coffee cup. So, but yeah, going back to
I love it.
We have to make it work for everybody. I'm glad you like that too. But you have somebody like Armstead, and you can't get mad because you offered him a bunch of money and he took it, and then we renegotiated his money, and now he's going to get paid now, and the production might not be there, but you still want production. And the good thing about him is you can put him out on the outside, and I think he's more natural on the outside, but because of all the position swappings all the time and people going down, they have to primarily leave him in the inside. I think that's his best position, and I'm not going to knock him. I'm not the biggest fan of Armstead. I don't think we can replace him at this point, but we definitely need to get more help on the team for Bosa, Armstead, Drake, Jackson. We definitely need a rotation that can stay healthy. And Kinlaw's he's a big guy. He's an athletic specimen, but he just cannot stay healthy. And as hard as that is, it's the truth. And maybe he's pushing himself too hard. Maybe it's a technique thing, but I think until his knee gets healthy, he's not going to help anybody. We could cut him. He could go somewhere else. It's going to be the same thing. I don't know if he took a year off would help him, but I don't want to pay him for that year off. So I'm looking forward to seeing them bring somebody in like, Jay Jones, or if we can't get him because he's signed, but somebody like him that can do the dirty work. That's what we need. I'm not a big fan. If we can sign a veteran like that, take snaps, I think those are the pieces we need right now. We don't need people here forever. We just need people here for this win. And then we just keep on and building from the draft because we are really good in the draft. We just got to be able to obtain these people and keep them for a longer period of time. When you're lowballing everybody because you're paying people like Armstead and other people so much money, it's hard to keep people, especially in California with our taxes the way they are. So, but Steve, every team has 2-3 holes. What are the holes you are okay with us having? And if it's all right, Mike, let's start with you.
I'll name one because I think we might only be able to come up with like 3 or 4 in total. One is for me is going to be free safety. I think that what we saw happen last year out there wasn't. I don't think it was a mistake. I don't think it was something that was just oh, right place, right time. Tyshawn Gibson came in. He's an older veteran. He came in. He filled in so well that the team decided to move Jimmy Ward. Right. We ended up having a surplus of free safeties for the 49ers this season. Right. So I think that's something that they can continue to maybe not go out there and spend big bucks if there's a hole to have in that secondary. If we take care of the defensive line like what we were just talking about, then I think on the back end we'll be okay because this team plays really assignment tight football. So that one for me is probably the biggest one. It's going to be free safety.
All right, David, what do you think?
So I think one of our biggest holes is right tackle, and I'm talking specifically pass protection. Because when we have Brock Purdy back there, we were passing a lot more. And, Mike McGlinchey was actually playing the better football of his career towards the end there. But, at this point, I don't think having a really high-graded run blocker over there is necessary. I think having an above-average run blocker over there and someone that's better at pass protection, it will be more fruitful for our offense. And, center is a big piece in Kyle Shanahan's offense, So even having just an average guy there that doesn't get 12 penalties and leads the league, Jake Brendel, would be nice. So someone that doesn't, someone that's just average would be an upgrade. And Brendel, he did play pretty good. He was a Pro Bowl alternate. I'm still scratching my head about that one. But the penalties he stacked up, it's like, man, we need better from that position. And I honestly think with an average center, we could get by with an average center. But when it comes to our defense, I agree with him. Free safety. It might be time to draft someone and go young. If we can bring back Tayshaun Gibson, that fills that'll fill the gap for a year. But it's time to draft someone, maybe a developmental piece later in the rounds. That's where we seem to find good players. And get a little younger at the position. Well, I know Hufunga's young, but he's our strong safety, And now we have the introduction of Steve Wilks, the Mr. Defensive Backs coach, and I think he is going to help us so much. It's not funny.
Yeah, that's good points. I agree. Would you guys be interested in bringing Verrett back for like a 1-year deal?
I really wouldn't be, because the guy has had one healthy season out of the 5 he's been with us, or 4. I think he's been actually with us 4 seasons. The one healthy season he had, he was a beast. He is. You keep him on the field, he's a great player. But at this point, I think our money is better spent elsewhere.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think every little bit helps, and there's really no need to bring him back. He's a great guy. Have nothing against the man personally, and he's a great talent when he's healthy. But you're talking about 2.5, 3 seasons in a 9-10 year NFL career. It's just not somebody that you can depend on. It's not even that his mental isn't there. It's his body. It's his physical body. Sometimes your body just won't let you do the things that you want to do. And I don't think football is one of those things at this level for Jason Verrett.
Yeah, I would agree. I would just go to the player, see what he's thinking, because honestly, if he can't stay healthy, he has to know that himself. If he doesn't feel like he can stay healthy, he might be contemplating retiring himself. If he was at any point in his mind thinking he can stay and play this season, he might be willing to take a really cheap deal, a team friendly deal. I don't think we bring him back as a starter, and I don't think we bring him back at any real price. It's really cheap. So I think as a player in the NFL at that point. But guys, I really appreciate this. I don't have a whole lot, so if you guys want to spend just a couple more minutes, I got 2 more questions for everybody. And I think we could get out of here and start the rest of our Sunday. Enjoy it. Once again, this is me starting out. This is one of the first times I've done this, so there's a little kinks, and I appreciate everybody sticking around and enjoying the show while I work through it. But Mike, since I have you, why don't you let everybody know where you are if they don't know where you are, and let us know a little bit more about you if you don't mind.
Yeah. So you guys can find us on YouTube, Nothing But Niners, or you can look up NB9ERS. You see it on the flag hanging there behind me. No, guys, I'm a lifelong 49ers fan. Been a fan since I can remember, even just thinking about football. I'm an East Coast fan, and one of the biggest reasons I got into this, I've been doing this now for about 12 years. I started with 49ers Gab as a tweeter and writer. And then I started a podcast over there, and the podcast started to pick up a little bit of steam. And this is when podcasts were fairly new to everybody. And the reason I started it is because I got really, really tired of the national media's coverage of the 49ers. It just didn't reflect what was actually happening in the locker room, around the locker room, during games. It was very box score and stats, and that's the team. And I'm like, there's more to it. Like, I'm watching pressers. They're not talking about what's going on there. I was like, we have to do something. We got to mix this up. We have to change it up. And then from there, from 49ers Gab, I switched over. Nick and I started Nothing But Niners, and I've been here for about 6 or 7 years now, I think, doing Nothing But Niners. So I've been having a blast doing it. It's something that I get to do on the side just for fun. And yeah, that's it. I mean, if you want to follow me personally on Twitter, I'm Mike Andrews 83. I talk 49ers and a couple of other things, but I'm not really active on Twitter like that. Most of the information that you guys are going to get from me is going to come from YouTube. So thank you guys for the continued support, and I'm always around to help if you guys need something.
I appreciate that. David, well, intro. I love talking to you, and I know most of our guests know you as well. But give us a little bit of information about you if you want to give us anything else, and then I'm going to say something, and we're going to get out of here, guys.
So I've been with the Niner Empire since around 1985. Through the great years and through the dark years. This team right now is championship caliber. We just need to get that QB situation figured out, keep a good one on the field, and see what happens. But yeah, I'm from Utah. I'm from the Midwest. It's currently snowing outside. It has been the worst winter in over 5 years.
David, I had what I called the worst winter here in the Northeast, and that's because we didn't get any snow. I don't even think our snow accumulated to a half an inch this year, and I'm jealous of everybody telling me they got the snow, man. Send some of it down this way, man. Please, I'll take it.
Right now, on average, we're at I think 410%. So we have quite a bit of snow, and what happens in the spring is we get a warm spell, and then all of a sudden the southern side of the state is seeing a lot of flooding. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but
Well, for me, guys, again, I appreciate you guys coming. I'm a big 49er fan. I've been it all my life. I feel like I've been born into this. It was just one of those things that it's always come natural to me. I was born in Virginia, so I feel really, close to a lot of the East Coast people because when I see them out there and I hear about them, I'm like, hey, I'm right with you guys, So just because I'm in California now, that I didn't decide to move, it was my parents, But hey, it might be the best decision. But I'm here now, and I enjoy the team. I enjoy being close to the team. I enjoy hearing all the national media as well. Mike, I live in Stockton, California. That's close to UOP, where that is where UOP is, and the old training camp. So I used to go up to the training camp with my brother on bicycles and watch, Steve Young and Jeff Garcia and Tio and Bryant Young, all these guys. So I have that passion. I feel really close to the team. I feel like they are my home team because they were in Stockton. Again, it wasn't my choice that they moved, but they moved and now they're in Santa Clara. So my wife, she's a 49er fan. My daughters are 49er fans. No part of me, of course, right? No. But we all a big 49er family here, and I appreciate you guys. I've been listening to you, Mike, for a long time. I think I've told you. I was listening to you coming home from Tesla at nighttime, like back in 2014. You and Rombo's got me started into this. I would listen to YouTube, and you guys were like the only ones around. And then it was like Locked On 49ers, Brian Peacock. There was Chat Sports, and slowly but surely people started coming on. And like you said before, people start this, they get started, and they don't see them for a while. So I hope you guys see me again because I have a lot of fun doing this. I might not be the cleverest or the funniest guy, but stay tuned. I'll come back with some dad jokes, and we'll be here. So, guys, again, thank you for having me, coming on and helping me along with this, and we'll talk again here real soon. Go Niners, and thank you.
Go Niners.
Go Niners.